The Cool in School. The Cool in School. The Cool in School.
Welcome to the Cool in School. I'm Andre Ravenelle, Superintendent of the Fitchburg Public Schools, and I'm glad to welcome you again to another episode of the Cool in School. Today, we're lucky enough to have a group of students from Lonjo Middle School, one of the Fitchburg Public School middle schools, and they're going to talk to us about a really innovative and interesting program that's helping to increase academic achievement and the sense of community and volunteerism at the school. And that is a tutoring program that's taking place there on a regular basis. So we're going to be having a lot of guests today, and the first guests that we have are going to be the students who are actually being tutored in this program at the Lonjo Middle School. So I'm going to go down the row here, and I'm going to ask you to identify yourself, give us your name, and maybe give us one interesting fact about yourself. So start with you.
Hi, my name is Kiji. I love to sing, and I'm really special.
And Kiji, what is your last name? Because people are going to want to know your last name.
My last name is Laifuk Best.
Okay, very good. And next here?
Hello, my name is George Maldonado, and I'm a pet lover.
A pet lover, all right, very good.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Messinet, and I love dogs.
And you love dogs, okay?
Hi, my name is Brianna Piche, and I love cats.
And you love cats. So we have a lot of animal lovers here. You know, people love animals. Well, this is a great program, and before I go any further, you might notice that they're all kind of dressed alike. Well, that's the new shirt for the Lonjo Middle School, and I forget what it's called now. There's a, what is it called?
Study buddy.
Yeah, no, but your shirts, it's part of
A type of uniforms that we wear.
yeah, right, but it's, I can't remember the name. Anyway, I'll think of it later, but it's something that you're doing special to show a lot of community and a sense of community at the school. So the program that we're talking about is called Study Buddies, right? And maybe we could start with you. If you could tell us a little bit about how did you get involved in Study Buddies and what's happening in your Study Buddy program?
Well, I didn't really know much about math because it was really hard for me. But then, when I started Study Buddy, it got really easier.
So you found yourself struggling in math, and then you got involved with Study Buddies. Well, what about Study Buddies made it easier for you?
Well, my study buddy, Steven, he taught me easier ways how to do it because when I'm in class, it's harder for me to learn because there's a lot more kids.
Yeah. So it took the time, so you were able to identify what are the things that you're having a harder time understanding, and then now working one-on-one with Steven, he's able to say, well, let me show you, this might be a way to make it easier for you. And you're finding some success with that? Good. How about you, George?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. The study buddy helped me with, division, because whenever I did division, I didn't know, what to do.
Okay.
And then when I started doing division, before I got to study buddy, I didn't know. So when I went to study buddy, I learned much more than I did before.
So it sounds like it would be easy for you to feel, for somebody to feel like, wow, I mustn't be very smart. I can't do this. When really, it's not a question of not being smart. It's a question of there might be something that you're having a hard time understanding, but to have someone else just help you with that, to look at it a different way. And then you realize, you know what, I can do this. And is it helpful that it's from another student as opposed to, say, Mr. Ravenelle coming in and tutoring you?
Yeah, because some teachers, they yell if you don't get it.
I wouldn't yell. So you like working with another student?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. How about you? What's your experience been like?
I need help on simplifying fractions before I got to Study Buddy. And when I got to Study Buddy, I got it.
So
right
it was
away.
simplifying fractions. So everybody kind of hits one place where they go, I can't understand this part, or I'm having struggle with that. And then what it looks like the program does is it matches you with someone else who might have that strength and then be able to help you. Very good. And how about you, Brianna?
Before I went to study buddy, I was bad at division, and then once I got to study buddy, I got better and better at division.
So again, so for you, the focus again was on division. How did you come to know about Study Buddy? How did you find out about it? Yep.
I don't know, but I think it's the way how it was too hard for me in math, and I couldn't understand it.
So how did you find out that you could be part of Study Buddy? Is there a flyer? Does your teacher tell you, do you want to do this? How did you find out about it?
My teacher told me.
Your teacher told you about this program called Study Buddy? And do you get to choose your tutor, or do they assign a tutor to you?
They assigned a tutor.
So they assign a tutor. How often do you go? How many times a week and for how long? Anybody, if you want to answer, just go ahead. Yep.
Mostly one a week
Once a week you go? And for how long?
for like 1 hour.
For, once a week for an hour. Is that for all of you? And then they work it out in terms of your schedule. So how has this helped you? I know it's helped you with the math and being better at math, but has it helped you in any other way? Yeah?
It helps me by like thinking before I give an answer.
All right, so taking the time ahead of time. And does it kind of make you feel a little bit better about yourself if you're doing better in math? Have you found that it's helped your grades? Do you feel your grades are better because of the tutoring program?
Yeah.
And is this on now for the rest of the year, or?
I think for the rest of the year.
Okay. And do any of you see yourselves as being tutors? Because right now, all right, what grades are you in? Fifth? Any sixth graders?
No.
So you're all fifth graders. So can you see yourselves when you're eighth graders possibly being a study buddy for someone else and a tutor?
Yeah.
Good. And you'll be able to think, wow, somebody helped me, and now I'm going to help them. So great. So we've had a chance to talk to the students who are being tutored in Study Buddy. So now we're going to set up and we'll talk to the tutors themselves. Now we want to talk to the tutors at the Lonjo Middle School who are part of this Study Buddy program that's been developed there to help students who are having issues in terms of learning particular parts of math and just those areas where they need to focus on and providing the support for them. So we have 4 of the tutors here today with us to talk, and we'll go down the line, and if you can introduce yourself, your first and last name, and maybe some interesting fact about yourself.
I'm Grant Jensen. I just like being outside.
All right.
I'm Stephen Howard, and I love to read.
You like to read.
I'm Amber Sands, and I like the color green.
All right.
I'm Deja Durando, and I enjoy playing sports.
And you enjoy playing sports. Have you been part of any of the middle school sports programs that we've done so far?
Yeah.
Good. And I hear there's interest now in volleyball and all kinds of other things. So that's going to be great. So 4 of you are tutors, and that means you're working with, I think you're all 8th graders, and 7th and 8th graders, and you're working with students in the 5th grade or 6th grade, and just helping them to focus on some of the areas that they might be struggling with in math. So Grant, if you can tell me a little bit about the students that you're tutoring and what it is that you're helping them with.
I'm tutoring kids that have problems in math, and they're not understanding like how to divide or multiply. So I'm helping them steps to multiply or divide.
And what do you find, are you seeing that there's something that they're struggling with that you're able to tell them and they go, wow, now I get it, it's making it so much easier?
Yeah, there's little steps that they're missing out, and I put them back in and they start learning it.
So little steps that they're missing, and then once you focus on that, they're learning it.
Yep.
So they might be thinking, gee, I mustn't be very smart because I don't get this, but sometimes it's just because they're missing
Yep.
something. How about you, Stephen? What are you helping with?
The girl I tutor, KG, she kind of has trouble with division, and that's basically what we work on.
And have you seen some progress
Yeah.
with the division? And what's your approach? How do you do that? What is it because you're not a teacher. So when you're thinking about it, when you think, how am I going to help her to learn that? What are some of the things you're doing?
I just use stuff that I learned in math class.
Yeah.
So
So you're just taking it and breaking it down maybe and making it, and I know some of the students that were being tutored said that a lot of it was to just have one person that's helping them as opposed to being in a big classroom and trying to, pay attention and hear it, and if you're struggling with it, everybody else is moving on and you might be left behind. How about yourself, Amber? What's your experience like?
It's pretty good. They seem to understand if you like break it down in steps on what they're learning.
And what are you helping tutoring with?
I'm actually helping with fractions so far.
What do you find is the issue that they're having, or the part they have difficulty understanding?
Reducing the fractions because they have trouble with the dividing a little bit.
Yeah, so reducing fractions is an area you focused on. And then yourself, Desha, what are you working with?
I help them with their multiplication mostly, and they seem to like get it, but remembering it is the hard part for them.
So you have to keep going back and forth. How often do you meet with the students you're tutoring?
Once a week.
Once a week? And do you meet with only one student, or do each of you have more than one student?
We have more than one student.
And that seems to work. How many students do you work with?
I have 2, some kids have 1 or 3.
Oh, okay, so you get paid a lot more if you have 2, right?
I guess.
So if you had to say, other than the math part of this, what have you learned from being a part of this program? What have you taken away? How does it make you feel? What have you learned about it? What has it made you think about?
I've made me feel like you have to have more patience with some kids than others, and then go think what they know and what they don't know, and make them just think about, okay, I can't go too hard on this kid.
Yeah.
And too easy on the other.
All right, so you're really having to identify that each student that you work with is a little different, and you have to figure out how to do that. How about any of the others? What have you learned?
I've learned that you need to, some kids won't get things the first time they hear them and stuff, and that you have to sit down and explain it to them multiple times and have patience with them until they get it.
Yeah. Anybody else want to add to that?
I've learned not to get frustrated with people, because it doesn't take so shortly time for them to get it. It takes longer.
Right, so to not get frustrated. So has it helped you understand the job that your teachers have a little bit better? How is that?
It shows you what they put up with some kids, and
Right.
you gotta have respect for them.
Right, so that, here you're just working one-on-one, but your teachers have to work with 25 students maybe or more, and all at different, at different places. Some know this and some don't know that, and, for the teacher's job, they have to get every student to succeed, and do it that way. Is this your first year, all of you, to be in this program?
Yeah.
Okay, and then some of you are going on to high school, and then, so how many of you are 7th graders? So, 3 7th graders. So, if this program was existing again next year, would you want to participate in it again?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're going on to high school, leaving it behind, huh? Oh, okay, good. Is there anything that anyone else wanted to add about this program or what you're doing? All right, so I want to thank Lori Rampello, who is one of the staff members at the high school, and Mary Lee Harmon, because these programs and these initiatives don't just happen. They require a lot of organization and somebody taking that extra interest, in making it happen. And before we close the program, I'd like to invite the 4 students who were being tutored to come up and join us here behind the tutors, and then all of the other students. There are other tutors and tutorees who are here, and I'd also like to invite the teachers to come up and join us so that everyone can see that this is a pretty big group of folks who have been focused on this initiative, and this is one of those other initiatives that's happening in our schools. Students who are understanding portions of mathematics and want to help other students in the school, and then students who might need a little bit more attention on a particular part of their math work and able to find it right in their school, not from a teacher, not from a paid tutor, not from the superintendent, but from a 7th or an 8th grader in their own school who not only understand the work, but actually know how to make it very interesting. So on behalf of all of these students from the Lon Joe Middle School, I want to say that this is the cool in school. Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Place value, reviewing place value, asking them questions.
One oh eight.